I'm Michael Nixon.
I'm Donna Kylo.
And this is Geek Crash Questions, where you ask questions and we answer them right here, at this moment. What's our first question?
Our first question is, Michael, what led to the creation of Geek Crash Course?
Oh, we've talked about this before. I will, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I will pop an annotation of the New Media Weekly interview where I talk about it right here. Right here.
Right here.
Right here. I'm going to put it here. It's going to be in both places. Part 1 will be there, part 2 will be
Alright,
here.
fine.
I don't know which one has the creation. Anyway, so yeah, I talk about it there, but the abbreviated version is, I'm a huge geek, like, gigantic geek? Anyway, but I have a lot of friends who ask me, you know, when it's summer movie season and the new thing is coming out, what's going on? And it was the season before Captain America was coming out, and like the pre-Avengers Marvel push was happening. And I realized, I was in the shower, and I realized you could do a show that gives you sort of the basics, the need to know, some fun facts, homework. Like I figured out the entire format of Geek Crash Course. I like verbally talked out a whole episode of Geek Crash Course over the course of like a 10-minute shower. And I got out and I just like started hammering away on this thing. And so Diana and I worked together before on a bunch of stuff, a couple of things.
Yeah, Michael called me up and he was like, hey, I want to do this show. And I said, yeah, okay. And we started shooting stuff. And Geek Crash Course was born.
We put a down payment on the Skybase. Great location. Great starter web empire location.
Now we're renting the volcano.
Renting the volcano lair.
Just renting.
The lease on that is, oh god. I'm really glad we sold the Skybase off.
Yeah.
Saved us a lot of cash.
Anyway.
Next question. What has been your favorite prop so far from the show? Presumably?
I have 2 answers. Is that allowed?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do I get 2?
Maybe. Yeah, okay. We'll give you 2 too. My first favorite prop is the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts because it was the first big prop that I tried to make and it came out really well and it looked really cool and it cost me like $5. It was made from duct tape sponges and a wrapping paper roll. I swear, that's it. And I was super excited about it. So I said, all right, let's try some other stuff. And then for the next shoot, I tried to make something bigger. So I made the Buffy Slayer side.
Which is technically smaller, but
it is
more intricate.
But I wanted to make it look cool.
Yeah.
And we all know that to make something look cool, you just make it larger.
The Slayer scythe is definitely, I think the Slayer scythe might be my top prop so far. Close second, if not like tie, is the Han Solo blaster. And I know that's like, I made the Han Solo blaster, so that's like, oh, you like the thing you did. But like, that was a really easy trip to the dollar store.
It looked good.
It looks really good. It's like a pencil sharpener and flashlights.
And a roll of tape.
Here's the vlog about how I made it. Enjoy. Hopefully I'll remember there's going to be the Slayer Scythe one. You know, whatever.
Next question.
Oh, yeah.
What episode of Kirby Right Back At Ya had an Ultraman reference?
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've gotten asked this question since we did the Ultraman episode a couple of times, actually. Here is the thing. When we research an episode of Geek Crash Course, first of all, we have watched, read, you know, played, one of us experienced in some way everything we cover. Anytime we like don't know something, we ask someone else. We get to the monkeys on typewriters and they like put that script together. I'm not saying people who actually help us are monkeys on typewriters. I was just using that like a euphemism. Anyway. So with the Ultraman episode, I've seen the Ultraman Zero movies and Ultraman 7X, or Ultra 7X, sorry, a bunch of Ultra 7. I've seen like a assorted number of Ultra shows. I've never personally seen Kirby Right Back At You. When I was doing my research, I found that tidbit of information for a fun fact, and I thought it was a really cool fun fact, and I double-checked it, I triple-checked it. There was a couple different sources I found, and it's one of those rumors that sort of made its way through Toku fandom. So, I don't know the exact episode. I'll be completely clear with you, totally honest. I don't know the exact episode. If you do, out there, person, let us know in the comments below, because I personally would love to find that and watch it as well. Whenever I play Super Smash, I play as Kirby, just because I can eat everybody else on the board. So I want to see whatever the joke involving Kirby was, because I can only hope there was some sort of crazy fin and like a Shuwatch in there somewhere.
And now, before everyone gets upset, you have to realize that for all of the media that we cover, I mean, if you think about all of the media that we reference in a single episode, we couldn't possibly have seen all of it.
Yeah.
Because it's thousands upon thousands of hours of reading and TV shows and books and cartoons and movies and web videos and everything you can imagine. We couldn't possibly watch it. So we do watch or read or play or whatever the main thing that we're talking about, but then sometimes when things are fun fact related or even like homework and avoid, if something is really well reviewed or extraordinarily poorly reviewed, sometimes we'll base our recommendations off of that.
Yeah, in the case of the Ultraman thing, I should have said it was a rumor. I do apologize for that. But either way, I just think it's like a cool fact.
Yeah.
Just like let's pretend it's real, guys. What made you the geeks you are today?
Well, I grew up without any brothers or sisters, so I spent a large part of my childhood reading. My poor mother spent hundreds of dollars on books for me, and I would just blow right through them, and then we'd have to go back to the bookstore like once a week.
That's my dad in the comic store.
And I got this appreciation for a really well-crafted story, so anything that has a mythology, anything where you can kind of delve deeper into whatever it is, I love that. Because I loved reading book series, I loved getting to know characters, I loved all that stuff. And then my mom introduced me to a bunch of really great television when I was kind of still forming my opinions about television. And we'd watch the Honeymooners Marathon every year on New Year's. She introduced me to The Twilight Zone, to, Bewitched, to I Dream of Jeannie, Columbo. I was all about the Sci-Fi Channel reruns. I know that. Like my dad or my grandma would always show me those. Like they'd play Wonder Woman and Incredible Hulk and Manimal. Oh my God, Manimal. Automan. Ugh, Automan. So bad. God, what else? So many ridiculous shows like that. My mom and I would sit up at 1 o'clock in the morning when we both couldn't sleep, and we would watch X-Files, which didn't help the not being able to go back to sleep, but I think it definitely started to get me into sci-fi, because I was like, what is going on here? Yeah,
my traceable geek moment is the 94 to 96, probably the second season of it where the animation was cooler, Iron Man cartoon. My whole, I knew geek stuff before that. The first movie I remember seeing in a theater was The Rocketeer with my grandmother. I have a poster in my room. So I knew kind of geeky stuff. I didn't know The Rocketeer was a comic until later, obviously. But Iron Man is sort of my traceable thing. My first real comic, my first comic was the comic adaptation of Batman and Robin, but the less said about that, the better. My first proper comic is Iron Man Volume 3, Issue 4, and that's the reason I'm a comic fan. That era of comics, that whole thing. I have 2 copies of that comic to this day. I went out and got a near mint, nice copy of it, and I kept, after all this time, my original copy, which is just destroyed. I blew out all the staples. The whole spine is just Scotch tape at this point. I'm pretty sure there's something living in there. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so that whole scope has been really cool for me. Going from who is Iron Man to everybody loves Tony Stark now has been a weird bit of a geek experience for me. So yeah. What was your guys' first traceable geeky moment? Let us know in the comments below. And also, if you have any other questions, drop them down there too. We will answer them in another installment.
And you can always find us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, geekcrashcourse.com.
We got a contact page there. Feel free to hit us up with questions too. Make sure you subscribe above too, so you don't miss any future installments. We might answer your questions on the show.
See you next time on Geek Crash Questions.